Area bisa for your damn was here, Mamma of the United Television, na yet to us, ye de Ghana and Komono, and na ye de to us, so a mamuna soon him say, and Pebia, don't forbid a dome, a shemata, the shame enemy to me, enemy who see, and to my mena wonum as say, to say Azel Vogue, and ne matadi fe, we say a move, and now say a violet and a purple, with the color bia, a wasa. Purple busi nkonu na wo de be ma no no wani agista no ampacho yi Ghana ha ya ye twitwa ye ne pam ye wo Ghana ha wetumi dia call office fe kama enti contact ya Zelvo na won pam bi emawo na kan hu se won so pese wo ye fashion designer na fashion illustrator February no ye mfimu enti won ka echi 1 year na oma beginners entity said ye be ya unso ubeba abeye or the pam form pa for 055 044 6666 055 044 6666 ye utinwi so dia wa woni tua enwi no boko kama sa very lovely na shefatan so eno a any the hair mama Z nails and beauty inti ko na koji enwi papa our Specters Eco Bank echiwa pe ubehuno so ewo TikTok and Instagram and Facebook Z Nails and Beauty and I say the hair mama for 055 37 38201 055 37 38201 na anope meda wonum ase papa aka birthday bako Methodist also for penny birthday inti yenye makweku ado happy birthday nkoma Right Reverend Dr. John Kweku Boabeng Odum new Achimota Circuit Superintendent Minister Methodist Church Ghana nyame sofo Kristo nti oswayo deshie nyame koso ama onye odeshie uba eni ado enema happy birthday and happy 50th birthday enko Emma gifty otua apia I from mame apia uba aba Florence ene ebusuafo ni nyina ensenyame onhirawo na mame oma enkwatentin so a ahodi ewom kama pa abedwafo atena sidie ene nkomo a eni se so na ne beba so webe don't share back don't share me ntem na chese mampani de said ye Ghana eniama city wo mine mu no wo de to Ghana fo ye nyina yenim na odbe famra shebedwe fie na afin so TV ni radio phone so afa nti be bia wo bia no wo beti bi de na wo hwe kwan say de hwe kwan de asemba ko ebeka ho asem say GPCC Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council for ko wonu mu hyiam die na chese sorry a wonum enye orthodox for na na so moye Pentecostalism ene charismatism for no makohia omukohia ye no omabo omasem no bede ene omudi atubuku kesiem na omudi aba nti communicate de omudi ba bonti omupese Ghana obi antie bi na ento omu efom be hu bibi titiru ya ban se eto no adato yi eje asafo no enye se asori no na asori ma no asabemu Ghana for bre ni tia watwem anu eto ne doso so omudi nsusu ekura san kan wo kwan a aban betumi afa so a obetrim ama wotumi ama nipa dodo atua to asense kakra bi a wo mu etua no wo hye wo mu kon wo pa wo mapampe mama wo mu kon etaye nti eno so wadwen ye wo sen e wo ho na afi teacher union for ni say afi die wo mu pese wo mu hu wo manifesto nim na wo mu ntena se emma party for no nkoye enkohyehyɛ na wo mu mfama afi wo mu de ba wi a ade ani nkoye ukoka usuro se ye best sound victimization nti si ano omo aka ne manum nti nagrat na CCT na chese teacher union a wo mu ewo ase ha ise wo mu ni suapon mu no asemfiti ase ne ntoaso suku mu no omo na aye ne sa no aka bom na omo de aba ne manum omo si suku no ne papa Adekye papa nti quality education omo susuye na afei free SHS any TVET said ya omo be ye no a ebe kama na afi teacher deployment said ye post to teacher for no afi wo conditions of service ni ade ti sa niema no ma ye ni tipo numu no omo de agun krata so say party for no omo pay to me no at the change December 7 no omo de shemu omo manifesto ni mu a na chese omo hu so omo ni abere so mpese omo bo amagana addition ni peja na teacher union for so afo omo serious enti sabre wo so be hu say teacher union for nani abre ana so we dey ase omo de omo hu rewura amanyo se mododo ana se ye nsusuye because omo ka hu bi enti omo de omo nsusuye ba e ka hu bi a ense hwe we ene enkomo no a ene yebo eye topics no miensa ena ye benade de wunim say yaw asane tano or a political analyst ena or a constant denominator yensesano say NS by sa no kan nti NS ya ukumi onkasa NS ya ukumi or NPP parliamentary candidate na brofu nyina ne se ugina apre akwetia emrachibija akonya no ewo MPP demo ono obo ka che se na me kra de anope me be ye de wa na me se bra wa yira kwan o pedie wa nti akwa ba an ye yaw and it is a Thursday Tuesday morning yaw for ne yaw na ye hia no pe yaw akwa ba ade wa yira kwan
from yaw to yaw
ma fom kwan em se wa yira kwan
ma fom kwan
ade 10 pm
mo wa change no
she
na no pe me decide say sanity bia no o say me be sound to ho do quarantine
o de mo de me share down feel oba package jemfu ana mafen to catch oba package jemfu ase me chia no kwan so
me bona mani ama
o de o hu share dan hia me sa over you good morning now what to say
am me odom
week ni na bibia boko
oh ya ben de adwendwen na atwe ye twende
what I didn't fata cratching no onye ja o kra o
Reagan also
Reagan oh nesa na e fata o
that's why
yes of
me hwe bibia say FBI
okay
partner with Yoko to undertake a set or to help them to take some forensic investigation. Now Yoko for no motive okra no omo ya with forensic investigation about them. The head Tiwankasa. And now Moko for FBI for so.
Yes, I need to know.
Yoko and Kasa. They have problems. And Yomoko fa then the investigation, the forensic one should start from Yoko. And Sana see abonting. Because they themselves they are not clean. Yes. To invite FBI from
we are topic out there ba
I am a topic but I mean
na me can say me can we can na can come
anyway now the achi agbesi segbefi
agbesi no ho agbesi report
piece one board and all the squad China munyana mechiamu
China or Ghana am passe or China mo
and to look family mechiamu munyana so before mechiamu creating
where are they? So State of the Nation address Yanko last one for the president Nana Dankwa Kufuor yes of fire
Sankanya say ya better say Ghana for 8 years and can make us say I don't have anything to say and I do not expect anything to be very
to me because I don't have anything to say me the time
very sincere and fair now say NPP nature idea me jata am no so manwa and she say o de be ye hu fi sa enti meche mania ishi ache this time State of the Nation address by His Excellency the sitting President Nana Dankwa Kufuor from Chebi Achimland ya be chia no ba bia obia
okay
na mafa kwen so achia Dr. Kingsley Ajema and assemblymen no more within that constituency nyina this time His Excellency Nana Dankwa Kufuor will try a sabia to her especially in this latter days of the exit not only for Ghana but for the party as a whole and I feel sorry because mahu Nkrophobia or move fee at Chimland and as a Chebi who are very prominent individuals, young guys they are coming up and me feel say and can daching politically no between me and pa. But Kamia Koyeme say His Excellency Ekwa to Hono beye ama daching no omo be chire omo kakra say ko say ye can political appointment, political issues. So I can say, hey, these are my fears for Nkrofo mo fi Achimni Chebi areas. Stay.
Yes, fire.
Reasons until I can say His Excellency will try as a bonnie out of honor. One of them is his latest reshuffle. Yeah. Now, Nkrofo, I have said it here. Omuluzu omo primaries. We sign a punishment by taking their portfolios for them. He wasn't considerate in at least consoling them.
The ina fi wa dan ko bro fi mente bro fo. Aha you choose. Omo koto omo so abasa nka omo pese omo gina omo ye mrahye babiafo. Na omo pese omo gina biem. Na anko ye yi ama omo luzu omo primaries no. Ebi mu wo ho a na omo wo dibia bi wo aban mu ana omo boa. Another danko kufuado His Excellency and who omo an console omo we say you omo nyina afi ho e ma omo so na omo ni portfolio kura no so no je etoto omo no em say enyanyan. One specific example memma ebuakwa north mame gifty chum ampofo I am here to the point me who said the ministry explain me share na do but I have heard her to be a very good person. Numa we boa party no. Na party advocate for gender balance. Na sabi oba ko lose the primary na wo portfolio. Na we yi na free ho. I think say entwa kwamu. And I am looking out for the faces of Sankrofon. How their faces will be in parliament as the president Obemano State of the Nation address. And Amika said that's a boy we be koni bi abem. Ye pushi no. Munyana na onye Richard for onye Richard and na mo pray for Richard for na mo pray for the end.
Oh, as for the Richard for the better late than never. But we are saying double punishment of party members in that nature. Very dangerous when we are heading into election.
Why the catcher will say punish you?
Yes, I
yes.
Say, emphasis we are deputy minister.
Okay.
And now say we are CEO whatever it is.
Okay.
Now we are MP who cooperate in the name of the party. Now we lose primaries. Now say you sign Jiwu Dibiana everyone someone. How will you feel? These are the things I'm talking about.
No, the Dibiana also be creme forever.
No, Obibeko Mobiaba. But at a certain period, in fact, Sankobe Rushaf now 2 years ago when we were requesting for it. Okay. Nti some way a year election mo awakọ ye a omo lose no primary one console omo. Like the previous administration under John Mahama time when Nkrofo lose primaries na sen ya no. He said it publicly say emo mu him. Na emo no they are part and parcel of his next government so oba ba mo. One fan so of from the information I have I stand to be corrected Eric Waha. Or from Asia say look him with a fast primary, you are going to play a key role in my next administration if I win this election. Right? Inti no chere se wa badaye or timama sankrofo. Wan yes I didn't wouldn't be between us. And between as he say the incumbent would have manipulated them in a certain way going into election. Because I didn't baby inti obi be mami's car, why won't I take it? Now me baby.
Because will be leadership style and you'll be leadership style. You
see, man pen and ad was saying the leadership style. The leadership style a bonk. The leadership style is that of vindictiveness. That of I don't want to use the word treachery, but in fact, we share the way why the party members no one was sending party back into 30 years. As for Ghana, they are way back into century was sending it back. Right? Now the party nanka sankasano wa destroy party. Sister I say when we nam say what they say I don't know we relationship with most of the MPs na but at least they know mudin sa also. They are very much peeved. And then no beka afa economy. You can't say you owe can for reata esi nchen. na fa ni pa foforo bra 2-3 years ago maame kura mbecha aka say anka olman wo de yi no na onko tra chire na onye kwese ko ogira nkwantia you don't give him anything but he would sign a gentleman's agreement behind say masa ye de wa ba ho ye yi me na momu no me na me run show no anka ne kasa bebra ye kasa nka ye jai la show be ye reshuffle to show that you don't respect Ghanaians no woman the biggest portfolio ever you created it sa portfolio me maintain there so how dia me nim in the history of Ghana dia ma wura ken for yatal tin sa no me maintain that right as if to say to add sort to injury you looked into the faces of Ghanaians papa we you man crofo mo abo aban bo se mo ho akire mo and na dia no be kan fa economy atitia pansam you took the dollar 4.2 Ghana cedis or even less and told us say we be making sure say esika na ehye table national nkrofo di mahama mo di amen we be here but in fact we all supported you because we realized that at that time no me ekoso no now we perceived say nye later did we know say we the be in quantums in terms of thievery also be protecting the public purse and no there what twakra we say we be making sure say Ghana ni bia wo nwenwe esere beba nanim we say we be making sure say we be Ghana for ho ban na agriculture ni nyina papa ya to agu agriculture ko wi ade ase no yes wa ba yere fi sehwi yes wa body fi sehwi ya beton wo ministries e de no be kan fa agric ho ende e de no be kan fa education ho education so called free SHS nim say or say what they banner or implement it more or less progressively as we preached, but he didn't listen. And it is more expensive than time and now you quite you fees dada. Until the end of the camp for at the end of the camp for industry at the pansam. At the end of the camp for private sector, no private sector will be good. Capitalist government or more they are oriented to ensure say omba bua for instance ankranko nyuma na nka nyuma no pagya no mutumi prankrofo we buy and the first thing we did is to start clearing indigenous your friends say companies so be go financial sector your banking system e dey be kan fa ho wo guni nyina ama ene to talk about indigenous bank no difficult. Until today, I do not expect anything different from the rhetorics that we have been here. In some Kwanwa, yate that debia sabi obejina last year crop dear. Obejina hono hihan and ya chere ya oyi. Nti ya dear ben pa na papai and na obekama to businessman nasum. Said no ma besesa. And then obeka for taxes. What the taxes is a good number. And these are my fears. When Dumso was there and we sat here, we said the same thing. Said John Mahama was the most incompetent president because for you to stay in Dumso for 3 good years or more,
10 minutes.
Na Dumso na yes ebia anka etuaso sa ye bonachi. Later did we know say in our Dumso era no kropo no, the economy was more buoyant than today.
Thank you.
We be inheriting in conclusion. We be inheriting IMF second and third tranche of the previous administration. Plus, the car who a jagu various funds in Mama Greening and Neke Yabrabo.
May I say, yeah, Uncle. So now there is no expectation and Ghana for shedding quite.
Why Yencha Ghana for Yemian Nomashi fee a chin inventory. Now, soon a constitutional mandate. I'm penning every beginning of the year, and I say parliament session be and I say the dissolution of parliament. You know, I'm penning the no same about Tuja into an annual ritual. I finish Afibia and you could true. Obviously, I'm expectation. This being the very last one, and I say, or they ban the way, you know, meaning say, I'm penning be boom conta, they are train. Anya Shukra, baby, or far or mine fee, any baby or dear bedu, he will give us a snapshot of it. Baby, I will see Siano, a quite benny a befast why you beat me 2 pound aquayanim, and she shall ben a bind dear book after 2024 no, and he found a year. And Yama made me share him say, on my penny near bedin common. na on say menu yi ka say me no ka so o say you amampani ba be di so no na sika ya pe gudem na niama ye di ja no wechi susu ampa say no kre say you akofa do ba be di ade no na ya pe sika bi gudem na niama bi egu wa ye di ja wechi sa senka nan ke de sa ka menye sure say Ghana for beto aba e de asesa abanya na otiso den did you also say your election year mo say ni there it is expected say obia oni aban ni nyadwen anasa on support aban ni bia na in the analysis of sa nipa no o kan nsem a obeka edegu aban ni ufia na say amobia afele say eniama enkoye ti se ne eti yenso ayo aban ni mana say ye MPP for no yen kan say MPP aban no ama Ghana abe aye abuchi but ye kan say bebi a ye fa o man ni fi eni bebi a ye di o man na bedu no yenim bebi a ye ko ani enim hihye pa ye di aba ani enim bebi a ye to yenim challenges nso a o man no afesi enti first of all no, we admit the challenges we admit say a man or mine do maybe a ye go through some difficult times ana ya jia to mu so say ampa ye fi sa difficult times ni no aban ne den hihye egu form over the time ye hu say ampa nsacha ye ebem aba no kwen say ye o man mu ama be do maybe na yampa niam am ye din ama dollar quite me rise ko about 14 point something yampa say inflation it me rise ya ko 50 something percent now so ubetimi asese ehun say enye the way adeni ye putupum preko pe na inflation timi rise ko do sa extent no it was not driven by the normal factors na e ko do sa pempen so no in as much as I nipa bebre no ye kan omon pese
oh you sure say mo na mo ansu ade economics for mbeka inflation timi ba putupu
share baby ana inflation wo and the time frame I could do 54% no about putu prupe and at least if there was a steady progress of
inflation ba putu pru ana
oh it me ba when you are hit by an external shock and when you are hit by a heavy impact it me ba
yeah no
and now me be kwan and now me
dey ba putu pru no then na external shock and heavy impact
oh these are things that has been overwhelmingly discussed. Anya Shekwan IMF Akache say with the impact of COVID no we were hit by an incident in the last 50 years ABC the global economy
and no so an economist for ni be professor Bopemo e kan question o can say nanka economy ni ye dada enka COVID no be hit ye but enka hit ye nu said ya iwo mu nti no tina me sha say inflation e ba putupura na che say na bibi wo hodada enti ase oyarefo a bibi abeka na chi ti say COVID na yeti dey say an underlying condition ana na any underlying condition.
Okay, so Vasana Manoguso no were hit by this COVID and other external impacts no na say o man bia ni wono ma this impacts were the same. Oko China they will tell you say as a result of the COVID no currency no was impacted in a way in the last 40 years I'm not sure so call on my for so it is the same it your mind beyond or level of resistance to the shock it in am can catch us there so one pound to say I'm passe abiding take you over no now we're in that good state and we cannot just blindfold ourselves and assume say all of a sudden things were stable it in am catch us o she baby ana yifi baby ana your indicators nam even our buying back at yourself from 2017 to 2019 deficit now I'm saying Anna a minor first nanka your financial deficit and I'm 8.4 from 2017 to 2019 our buying born no more than a reducing to 4.1 after 2020 economy increase here so what I say it sir our ability to withstand these shocks no how our economy no etie ahoden ben ananiwum enti aban ne befa fi baby in as much as na growth at the time at 2017 about power na yesen but aban ne befa no consistently averagely we're growing about 7%. So 7% Jembisa Professor Bob King and in penny for say is it a strong enough to withstand such shock no so kanana enti enye say nipa ba akwa beka anasa o kan enti ni afa no hook line and sinker enti no ye fi baby
say nipa ba akwa anasa almost all the economists
normal me there so far as I know no recognized institutions like IMF, World Bank has stated all these things. It is a Sebi. So
what about Ghana? Ghana, you need to recognize institutions. You
can cite them. These are authorities that everywhere across the world will be able citing. And to submit my citing Ghana, but what I am citing, World Bank, ACA, IMF, ACA, even IMF country manager, ACA, actually say, look, baby a Ghana wono, ye shock a is as a result of COVID. Na imponu say nyo mumpo amasem na obeji atuma. Say what your mind COVID by you saw our revenue decline and I'm okay. Ye hu nyuma e close here.
But
it is said the auto say ye nto
World Bank country director no so can say ye nyama nsisisu ye enti to say the professor will pay can make I
of course you cannot have one factor accounting for everything.
Pierre la something Laporte or say Laporte yes or can say ye nyama nsisisu ye.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, in every situation you look at your major factors and your minor factors. Okay. So the major contributory factor is what I'm stating. Of course, anything I'm starting and make a choice say Ghana yenka say Ghana ya guchu. We acknowledge our challenges as well. Even before I back power and I say everybody has talked about the structure of the economy. It is what with your common knowledge now. And you don't expect say be I will say even before I back power. We also spoke about the structure of the economy, how the economy must be reformed. And I'm saying it's all back power. 2-3 years down the lane, and you are hit by this. The question you ask yourself, and you say, were you strong enough to withstand such shock and hit? Exactly. And I'm making sure say, baby, I have you were growing at 3.9, and it's all between you grow at 7%. The question that you must ask yourself is say, at that 7.9, were you strong enough to withstand the external shock and about? For instance, in the US economy, over the years, not inflation, intimi bampo may do 1%. After COVID, inflation was hitting 8.9, which has never happened in 60 years. You can check from anywhere. The question you ask yourself is, so no, if or no now inflation not own even above 1. Because look, there were agreements I can tell you in the past we were signing, we were using the US inflation as the benchmark. But after we were hit by COVID, you saw all these incrementals. Were we not told, say, the world population, the number of people that were going to face extreme poverty after COVID has increased more than tenfold. The number of people that were going to face starvation and hunger has increased more than tenfold. Ghana is not an exception to this. What I'm saying is that we have been hit by this. But what matters is that after this incident, because all the own person obey all these authorized and as authorities now to say ampa omo say mo can edimu so obaya mo fidie so kwa no me betina so ama you na mo discussing making demands of mo fresh schools near the bisa say whether the right PPEs are being said na mo bisa about businesses na nkofo expenditure mo say look businesses are being hit it is said bimpo no so authorities na yem pese e beje dia say ye ni su hu ye ana ye ni ehu. We saw it said GRA was not able to collect the revenues. I was say omutimiji. These are not anyama yebetimi ebu yeni egu so. But the truth of the matter, and they say abani edin shishe egu form I near many okase. We have seen say anyama edani. That is where we are optimistic. Say ye ko yeni no abani shishe odi egu form no. Afiwe enkoto nkosi ne wie na ye si ekwan paso to test na ye hu the positive signs of growth no.
Thank you. Adekye, Deputy Communications Officer ma NDC wo Bono region. Erika Kwaba. So na enkomo ni edi eno ani first topic yenti o.
Medase. Mecha UTV arefo nyina na mencha menu akumene asani. So na ne de mampeni onko kan de papa bia obi anim no dada.
O kasana ya na makasa no ho ai kakra benya makra wadaro
amfiansu ni enim de wonimu one ade papa bia okoka but quickly on menu akumi inflation asem na oka no I don't know the angle of free and all day but on say or you're so confident I say growth somewhere 2017 economy no growth near very positive. World Bank ne IMF for now site they said it in 2016. Say because of investment oil sector growth no be by 7%. Nyame by 2017 even up to 8.something%. So you could see say obi ejuma pa ye no mo na mo bedi so mfa so. Ene ye de abanya ma onfie nso. African countries are na me search about them. Obi ani ho a wanya COVID. Obi ani ho a ade asi wadwama nso na affect you. Ba me no kasa sisi e. Algeria inflation is 7.8%. Quebec is even 0% in Quebec 1.3. Chad 1.9. Yenuanom ya omoye ku na no ada Niger is 6.88%. Togo 2%. Wo Ghana wo tabiri ya de kodu 54.something%, and now drop here somewhere 23.something%. And you are telling us say yeah they are special in the world. Nti near money is na ye na hit here.
Inflation year on year yen ko ye chi kakra se hwe se ye
ko ye chi before recent calculation Algeria nya 7.8%, no 8.9%. Angola na 20.01%, na drop about 19.2%. Benin na 0.4%, na about -1.2%. Ebia de wa.
Nti Ghana na was saying
about Ghana. Say Ghana near number 50-something% near adenokra free so na ya drop about 23%. But the me person oti ase ni say woni mo re bia friend alaji ba omi woni mo ono na yete akonwa so a turbulence ne hit ya na ye ka no wa kan kire say Cote d'Ivoire anya different from Ghana na then a crisis ba na jump you Cote d'Ivoire na ba Ghana, and then he's the leader of economic management team, but because of incompetence ne credibility issues or more was abiding or distancing from the economic mess. Yet see how can inflation as and then the cost inflation demand pool no why need me na me control na ya ban cost pool me na me control rising in wages, devaluation of the currency, monetary policy. Why not deba?
But is it not a fact? And so say sometimes mo bro for force majeure bi betumi abebomo a ebetumi asesa.
And I may be saba wo mi ase nti on the force majeure ni na jump other countries Ghana na betina. And then the high headquarters of force majeure. Yes sir. You should know say we are politicians so. Susukuru ana odema obi no. And no one here dey measure. So how they spoke in this country ni baby economy ne dru no. Nka mo betina say ya the first thing I was mo ka kire Ghana for ya chopa. Obuo kwanso. Say you didn't track them much. Baby edru ni yenim say Ghana for enemoni abie ye ntimi nkasa sa abie. But you don't sit and argue. Yeti o man mu ha na aban we efa money printing to say the something I was aban bia take delight in it no. Why nenim say aban o print sika dodo de bo man no mu create inflation. Why nenim? When they were printing over billions of Ghana cedis no, they bia na yanka wansem. But
for first 4 years, first and I think inflation in Nankai was on a single digit too.
And I'm say almost first 4 years no, obi ya adwuma pa, and I'm fast with the beto. Into one brabo pa na boy and we enjoy what na okomu no. So we lay proper foundation na, fear what na okomu na so aba ma odibi. Because for first 4 years so buy no, under John Dramani Mahama, he just stabilization fund of $250 million. You send your sinking fund $250 million. Ghana infrastructure fund $270 million. And no IMF loan na ye kwaji no. Ye withdraw $300 million. They cut $637 million. Mona moji. So we left all these buffers for you. Today now abanya awareness we dey no need to me dwene hu say Kufuor euro bond $750 million. Nti o see create sinking fund. Na ye tisika sum se mre no so ane dey akotua. As this government, this corrupt government, na ye come asem. At the papa be a DJ omo bi omodi. Ya na ye papa otifie na de o nwene se daachen wo behwe oma. O mma apomudin se achi ba bi anya daachen. De wo ho bia o se ye ni ne. Mo di o man mu ho agapade yina to the extent say ye gudi e kra form no. Mo san ko calculate say nka mo kwaje di daachen sika. Look at them. And now the economy is dangling. Obi enim the Ghana economy na ya. Yes na do come ra she bedwafi. De me expect so okwa akoka ne say. Oko akoka nsem dada na wɔka ne 2017 ba na ade foforo bi ani wɔkɔka because we know the economy of Ghana today. The economy of Ghana today ne say abaya hippie taxes agunyuma for to the extent say it collapse businesses. Me da bia me kan tax ba ko me tie me ya pa COVID tax. Me nam de yare ne ba wi ase. Ah? Mabusuanfo na de ba. Na baabi a ho kire dui. Yare a even e ba ya cause so death of amanfo abusuanfo no. Mampeni de atimi aye ne kai dum e kai Ghana for ya say yare na e ba no kure say me gemo yare ho to. What sort of people are we dealing with?
Won't share reason.
There's no reason. Because utimi ministers 100.
There's no reason.
Me say utimi ministers 125. Now the catch there say was so Jimmy COVID levy. Is there a reason?
It's no more 120.
Oh, now 125 katuo first 4 years no money. 126
rather.
First
time so na COVID man.
And I say na Ghana ye den ya meant to so almost so.
No, I'm just
letting you know. Ghana, yes. Oh, yeah,
once a school ni be so TNT, oh, she had yours.
Aban we omo for the school for ti. We omo fa ho. There be na Ghana history credit distorting so what again. So the American say aban a obetina konwa so first 4 years. Who yi ministers mako 126. Yebusa president was Ghana problems in the doors. Now ko yi nipa 126 na obe create more problem. Na aban ni useless government. How can you? No, the government itself is useless. Not the personalities of the government.
No. Sometimes Saka
Mahama, they are not incompetent.
Mpacho, Wadaroma.
Mate. Untima Piazanya Abani. Because Abani are very useful. And inflation could do 54 point something percent useless. So Abani is useful.
Then you are still using
the make policies are useless policies.
No, so and it's not about you, it's about the platform.
Yeah, my peer sign. And I'm saying
in context, in culture.
Oh, the matter. Culture. Say the way a group of people live over baby omo. Say sanity. So Abani no a very useful government and can inflation go 54 point something percent. And I know can say if the fundamentals are weak, transfer. And then exchange rate CD in dollar 13 cedis. True. And you are calling me to say useful government.
True or false?
True or false. That is it. And what was the promise then? Ye jamu CD dollar.
True or false are there?
Na ye jamu 20 and na koka obe. Yeah. Ye jamu.
Uncle Kwame. Kwame jamu.
Ni bra friend. Wase oka abanu true or false. Mo kan na mo kan.
Eno na mtisa be ku bona na me say.
Nti ya amount dollar CD 4.2. And now we have the men for take you over. Mo de eco speed I could do 17 Ghana so ka den na and the sign drop here by na me no ka say 13 cities into president Akufo-Addo koso na den okwakoka ebiem na no ada ye ka say Japan mu nya
1 minute
ana wa interject me pa ye ka say Japan no aban ya ka kire say wakoboka $12 million wo de baga na sika mo 153 million can it zika 1.5 trillion connection mine for munya mo de yeden ade ese anya mu twa so mo se maboka na anu ada ye Cote d'Ivoire ye share 2 goals ya ye bae mo se mo the budget $8.5 million na kwa na mo the $3 million. What sort of people are we dealing with? Nigeria budget or the co AFCON ni na $1.5 million. Nti wona akọ share 2 goals oba fi ntem what the 3 point why money? And you think that is cool? Nti the man penny ko kan ne the usual things na ko kan no because me pete mu amete da bia yedum kane no and then okota trials and cleaver Nsroma yenim de oya fa ho and amanfo akwan je enkwada ekosuku aduane on be di cry den capitation grant
time on aso mamenja amanfo adwenche kakra fe yenko next topic so Sami Boacha Samanke so see indeed we don't need a rocket scientist or somebody like Bakavomo to tell us that the so-called 24 economy is empty. Very well meaning Ghanaians know already that it's ongoing at all the public institutions. I see. Kofi Nyakon, AK Blueprint, Esikado Ketan, the NPP has superior records and proposals to ensure sustained economic growth. Therefore, the NDC should rather profess solutions and not this hollow 24-hour economy. Comments and Pillar 2, Dom Kabenya constituency. This State of the Nation address will be a fantastic one, inshallah, Dr. Baumia Beba. Okay. I'm sure why not skipping on. NASCO fufu expectations of the 2024 SONA will be sweet pa Baumiatua so for Abe. Ghanaians are expecting nothing from Nana from an apology for go through this hardship. The good people of Ghana patiently waiting for December 7th to push out his corrupt government. Adekye Kuma, I think the only way to find out the corruption involved in the Ejapa deal and the rest of the corrupt acts of this NPP government is to kick NPP out in the coming elections. When Dr. Bawumia comes, they will cover it. So let's all vote for change. Adekye, positive change, Medina. Those who promised us tax-free governance in 2016 are today taxing us left, right, center, and sharing the national cake to themselves as if there is no tomorrow. Today, out of disrespect and fanfulling, Bawumia is also promising us heaven on earth if he becomes president, as if he's not part of the disgrace they have subjected us into. From Bafa, some of these current cabinet ministers of Ghana government will not live to witness 2020. Mami K. Papa B. Sunyane, His Excellency the visionary Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has performed excellently well and therefore pleading with the good people of Ghana to vote DMB and the NPP come December 2024. Okay. Justice Sapon, the other name is Peter Sapon, Asankregwa German. So I asked the NDC member that the said amount, they couldn't able to pay the debt, okay, so with the various funds and the amount they left, they still couldn't pay contractors. That's what you mean. Sapon Princess, NDC for you. If you don't know how to lie, you can't fit in. And then Eric Yeboah don't call. Oh, Evans Boache. Yeah, do you realize that Ghana has been a developing country, and even with developed countries, they've had the worst economy woes in history, where the economy is struggling as well. SK Frimpong Abroko, NPP can lie past Kwekwa Nancy. Eric Yeboah don't call. China, where COVID started from, the economy and currency is still very strong. Isaac Menu, what is wrong with this NPP government? Ghanaians are suffering, but you are claiming you are doing well. Please give us a break from Isaac Ahafo. Kukyum. And then Ablade Ntiafi betumi akoyenim. Ya we kumi. Nti your next topic dear Ghana Pentecostal Charismatic Council for AK. Edian na mo betumi aye afa ho say review new taxes if we say ejuma ene asorima omutu ato ne ejuma efo ebre. And yes, sorry, no, they be say churches don't pay taxes, but omo can say Ghana for ebre inti omo they communicate about bonting the suggestions say betimi aboa ye betre say mo brofo ye be widen tax net no.
Okay. Before yes, I pass our topic, now Eric can say when we were hit by the turbulence.
Okay.
Now NDC government.
But they're still within your 10 minutes.
Martin, no problem.
Okay.
NDC government, were they hit by any turbulence? This is a baya cholera pandemic. It's in who turbulence they were hit. Now make a point to be say abaya omoko mujasi keguo am ti say NDC ni bi kasa azem na na hu tv em wawa say bia say omo ankasa she omo dem na omo cookie story na omo sell it to the world because news kbia NDC je go and the World Bank projected said the economy was going to grow. When President Mahama took over, the economy was growing at 14.9 because Kufuor we had discovered oil in commercial quantities. Office will not grow, you're saying. You don't call that a useless government, but you have the strength to sit on TV and call another government useless. Obiya a growth of 14.9 jow. No one atitia pansan bedu less than 3%. Agric was growing negative. That wasn't a useless government. But one did to me for another government useless. And I'll say you're taxing COVID now, and you don't know the COVID by. Tama President Mahama taxing second, and I think I own if ye, and I own in crew. Nanya Kuafone de bedon and fast over brain. So when we are discussing the issues, we need to discuss it dispassionately. I recall to you, and you come with a DKY, you say whatever company, EGG Nkofu, Sika, UHA, now SAR companies, Ebugana for Bukata. Go and check the 2016 banking report from Bank of Ghana. It projected all these things. Bukata na banks ni be Ghana for ni adinina everything. It's all better na cancer to future gunko for any air cancer. So start them aminko topic out there my so. Na minye go kase obedi na chi a obeka de nka e TV so. The call by the Church of Pentecost, no, it's a good call.
No Church of Pentecost, Ghana Charismatic.
Oh, Ghana Charismatic.
Okay, Pentecostal and Charismatic Council.
Okay, it's a good call.
Yes, council, that's no. Apostle, no, Church of Pentecost, no, chairman, MSR Council.
Great, good for the correction. The council's proposal is good. Sana yenina yeshwe. Say stakeholders. Bibia obeye when there are stakeholder involvement. On my dream share any mutim power mo debetu jan if there are positive development now fa sans susue na the year juma eboa. This is a caller to me no Aban has also considered. In fact, enanu ya no utia yira Dr. Mahmoud Mawia presentation oye now. Oka say Aban take over no na nipa kakra bi na etua eto na obaya wankasa best study kwa even Bible kwa ma yetia say eto tua ade a nipa bebre ya fiti Bible mreso besi ne obi eni wa ode anije etutu mrika say okwa kotua eto but esan de obetime nya fi eto moniti no it is very necessary say obi abetua to baye man mu ayeti no enipa bebre na yentimi famomba tax bracket ni emomuntu ato eti free nankati mreso no nipa bebre raise concern say kwan be ne ebe fa so a yedi nipa bebre na se nipa dodo no ebeba tax bracket ni na omuso etimi abetua eto na etimi yi tax burden no efi nipa kakra bi na etua eto ne so eti aban we bae no nhyehyɛ ba ko a Yewura Mahmoud Bawumia tu dwa ne say aban be make sure say obi abetimi nya tax identification number no bi etimi nya sa tax identification number na yetimi trace sa nkofo na mo etimi tua tax. In fact aban dey say ayoyo amo make sure say ene ya meni wo ka say obi bia or Ghana card bia no e wo a unique tax identification number sana o kan no nya ka ne say GRA any revenue collection agencies no e de sa tax identification number no e be ye adwuma na omo etimi improve say yetimi de nipa bebre aba tax bracket nim na aban ni susu ye ne say odi tu dwa ne say aban ni be grant tax amnesty na se ye grant sa tax amnesty na chese obi bia odi eto ka bia no aban ni de nfom so e che no na yetimi amasafo no etimi aba betua to oba na aba betua to a na chese akonya no aba say waba be part of the tax bracket going forward no uyi hu fi mu a enyeye. The interesting aspect ne say sa tax amnesty na aban no e grant no so grant ya obi bi oba be register no automatically sa nipa no e be get part of the tax bracket. The interesting aspect nso say emma obi a ono so odi to worker a osuo say e bia aban be chi na emrani ni bedi sana city e ma e bia anhwa ne ho betimi akoka adwam no otimi nya akokuduro e kasa mpa okwa akotua ne to no ama aban so etimi enya mfaso afiso no matter how small it is. The other aspect nso ne say aban say sa na muntu a obetu nyina no obe make sure say sa enipekuo nyina no ye nyina ye be start at fresh na ankoye say nipa no oba no ebia ye oka bia ya bo ato wa ma ne dida nti oba no ode ayem hihie bi ba say ana make da we kwa da be ni cha ana metu abewie but o masa opportunity a sa nipa ni nya betima yen de enya akonya amomwatia nti no I think say aban nan kasa chieti mu po say opese oboa no widen tax bracket ni yetimi boa na widen tax bracket na etimi yi sa eto o how ya abeda nipa dodo so ni nya efionom aban so ache timupo ni bi say baby aya ba bedu no any baby aye ko no si yetimi widen the fiscal space na sanity bia no be make sure say even a far containers nyama ye crafi amanone any ade ba ni nyina no there's going to be a flat rate tax on spare parts ni nyama ye krafi amano ne ba. It's also an interesting aspect. Ebema na enipa ni bi kwampo na sebi omo feleze bia omo nyamfa so omo expecting it no eye akwansidie mo omo ama omo ntimi ntua tax no ebe hye omo nkran ama saafo ni nya eden akwa kotua tax enti no with a call by the council no I believe it's a good call na aban na chair society mupo no isusuye bia omo de atudwa bia no aban no will also incorporate it into its next line of decision ama Ghana for eden etimi enya so mfa so eti senate bia na aban na chair timupo omo so omo de atudwa eye the rest can say yenya be advocating ama Ghana for eden atiase because there are so many people are operating outside the tax bracket ebia enianu we operate within the night market ni adinya no nipa bebre are expressing concern about it say e kwan be ne be fa so a saafo nyina e di omo ba be she tax bracket ni ama omo so omo timi etua nkaka sa sika ni nyina no se be ka ho a eno na be boa ama Ghana revenue no akoso ama empo no aban bi oba betina so no onya kukuduro emfa tax fofo onye den emba betuti ye be say sana council na achi omuti mu po no omo so mo nhwe aban ni ti mu po ode atudwa ye nyan entai aban na chi na san hyehye wi ana be boa ama tax bracket no yetimi awide na ama nipa
omo nhwe aban na che say aban tumi nya de omo kan ho hwe ya na
o say de omo kan na ma che o say enyama omo bisa no aban na achi mu po ana aban na che say going forward no near oba be ye nie ana ma che obebi aban na sha se efi for instance enipa ananka etua tax or my endu 4 million and as enipa ananka what tax identification number and near many cases well over 17 million enipa what tax identification number bet me tracy e dey akotom and when you create that space that data no wa when ya ashase papa bet me ashase efi onum e beginning say sa nipa ni nya no o twi omo aba tax bracketing eti omo nsem na omo bisa no e nyama ehia ba ban na ashase ana ban na kire say going forward ne so no say no ba be atwi nipa dodo no abem na kire some concern no is being addressed say sia no
it means that taxes no ye bibia fa ho dada
ye bibia fa ho
ye relieve omo of tax burden na
o say relieve omo tax
say as a tax dodo no mutua ne doso na omutu o say nka ombete bibi wo ho sesia ya
say no so enna o mampeni di ba be tudwe me no we nim de wom it could be say bibi to me aba but going forward aban ni team po no so a ebeboa ama ye be eliminate no de enim de da eno ne ye ka say omo nsem na omo bisa no e kwan pa so na aban ni so a che team po say o de sa nsem na omo bisa no ebe adwuma ama Ghana fo ahan.
Okay, thank you. Eric, me to do yanko.
Yeah, but that's it. Before the topic no cry no na or the kind bad yes economy yes na say.
Who do you name?
Yeah. Yeah, if you could so your budget deficit was around 6.1%. 6.1%. Before 2020 no cry now can sana year jump about 2021 economy. Now we are around 15%. Who doesn't know? What I say? Debt to GDP, you jam somewhere 57%. And now make us say more dear number over 100%. Growth now in 2016 now 3.6%. In 2023, which was around 1.5%. Until we are in a year crash for Nishiana, or catch them say, Obano show feeling say 3.6 and 1.5 and 1.5 year change 3.6. Then I'll catch them. What am I say? Oh, yeah, Mamma Casa. My church we are challenging me.
It is not just
let's say 2016 3.6.
We disagree, but this is why we don't disagree.
And I'm saying I said 3.6%. Did you try? No way the bank is me.
It's not about this, right?
Mathematics. Unemployment. Yet they are 8.4% and they agree to 14%. And you are telling Bebuno not if you say, or no, why economics are creating ideas about Umiano 8.4 no, 14% in a far better than 8.4. Construction sector, your pens we grew by 8.4%, and then more pens we 5%. Manufacturing, 7.9, and then you're doing 1%. Into obi a we creating more factories e dey na manufacturing sector no conform industry yeah 4.3 more yeah say 1.2 so the records are there and if the fundamentals are weak
1.2
yes good negative 1.2 if the fundamentals are weak yeah to answer mama exchange rate will expose you
Zimba to also
send the payers manfro send the penso na mafa ne say on fa Ghana for mbo shasa so clearly na ban no hwinim na on say kumika sa ya na wo de ebia mampani kan so na no kura wi taxes na ebeti hu one hweka state of the nation Ghana ye bobre na okoka so wa de papa bi ya mra photo samfo komra hye bedwefia o de Ghana budget e kono e ho na oka bibi kire say bia taxes say ni ebeye no nti obi ani hote a waso TV afi nani e kotena say mampani beti tax so na esida it will never happen and can never happen. I commend association na omo council asem council some of us think say enyema bi say na omo ya eboa because ye na ya sorry man no me ko na say ye fundraising na ebi o me ho am yi aba nti directly na affect ya sorry no boto de omo ka no affect omo
wa man kan ma
so na me say because me krom suma room I started asori 92 nkwala no bi mo awie university ye adwuma ye wi asori ne say de epe no but if indeed Saniema Kuya, Memekona Abosome so ye bar for any other. I also contribute my quota. Church members now so any taxes here ye can. And just imagine, say, Asoria Kesi Ukruma, private individuals na kono money be nyuma, or money friendly per private sector. Now buying we better na kunya, so what me a hippie taxes e ko be 40 de aguni paso. And now me no ka say. What ye can flat rate near the other one sem na ye be clear man for taxes no when you da when we pay out to now we buy now buy we implement more tax policies na timamufu ntimi ntua taxes o munwuma na gu no okọ clear ni sheet ni ma na adwuma na gu no dey na order starting business ni bi yeah, I have a colleague who is a businessman. Ono kura ojai kura so okotena buru kira hwe ne ma.
So kwa your business. Na on your business wa.
Yeah, okra bit to me. Makao. Makao video so. Okra bit to me. Yeah. Ordinary document bi kire me no. Bit me no buy okutua ne taxes. COVID levy in kwa na ehye so no. Otua be 800,000. So why? Bone be na dia ayo. Ye da sorry na anu ada. Ye si ba omi ase se utu ka na wisiri free to oba oje ho to emission levy eno omo de aba o de ba wie na Ghana for kasa na wakogina UPS se Ghana for na madi mu awu no mon san ma me mfie na mo de ma me me ba eto na me pass in last week no next year metwam you think we are fools sabi levy ntokwa be na yanku okruma to the extent say mo mra hye bedwafo bi mo je sotro wo chamber ni nyina chi no ba wo mi akohwe nkofo yanim na anu ka kire mo se blues na am boy na me ba metwam just MPs ne say me producer the omo ye na adwene nya adwuma is that what he's telling them o the papa bi ya ye ne why o ko filling station na o tu emission levy na o say tu pollution levy mo de mo nko na munya brofo ne to de ba he na munya no bone be na ye de ayemo and taxes are hippie e businesses no e so outrageous ya me no ka say e never at baby na mo even insurance kekekra na wo waye se dachi bi ye de VAT akwhye ho domestic travels VAT ba bia then emfanye mu bi and kumi osin atena ha kan tire se mo be ye hu bibi what can you do more then am betimi ai the only remedy left in say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ye pass e-levy no ye emphatic ye call Kimpiski Ghana at crossroad or so about betwam ebiem wasan ka say VAT na ye de beto electricity so no betwam wasan so ka say emission levy obetwam and this is a leader in him no because of track record taxes are there aba no unprecedented e bin see that. And one Amoka Ghana was will be moving the economy from taxation to production. And Amoka was moving from taxation to production, from taxation to more taxes. Yet is the come there. And the Ghana yet a bomb so and yet to look at the hardship in the economy. Taxes way in our problems in Aba. Yeah, there's a businessman or talkash you me constituency. When he implements this e-levy no, he was sending 300,000 Ghana cedis. At the amount na fana rural bank e wo me constituency so bi nkoyi mfanya cash business ya hwe manim na nya akone okọ bank wo omo say ozo bi agodwe tu ya mura okọ bank wo no 300,000 bank ni so mbe send ni 3 trenches 100 yes or send the first 100,000 yet in 1,200
okay
Inti say or send 300,000 you turn 3,400 now kwaje besia no loan interest rate in count or send free akra ko sampa mo be dia to cash you no what in the 3,000 adan ko the high car akra no this can 2 man kenye look at these people and now me no ka say okọ bank kwaje besia interest rate over 32%. What sort of government are we running? Until who say ne obi etimi aye adwuma nyamfa so so hu na we salute no under this government. And they do not care. And a connection man for aban there be positions that mu create. Man your problem of the day can oforiata. What cause problems say we also why an envoy. You say what pejano or bro. Na say to no one dey buy. What you say? Say they also Ghana investment near there on just a problem some one am dey my. The year can tell us of one say they should keep talking. Aban we no na now the whole kakra no no more but talk.
They should keep talking because
Omoma church members ni hu say Omoma church members ni hu so omodwena omo because sofu kan we mani age Sunday me ko na ebi hye me hu ameyi me hu say sofu aka me hawo because amma ne sa na omo kan omo no tum na say de na nka omo kasa mire bi no omo gya kasa Ghana fo be kasa omo so kan problem no but they are not part na asofu asemo abe ma me mfa ho na me nchipe in last week omo san ye back bi peace council so it is omo so kasa almost say political parties. Oh yes, say we clergy. Yeah, we owe them almost say. Abana ye kwa koto ni 2024. Abana ye kwa koto ni 2024. Oh.
Abana ye beto na fee.
Yes, abana ye beto na fee. Almost say political parties ye masumdwe mra. Ye NDC for there. Ye papa no yaka ye be masumdwe aba. The Peace Council Act na Act 818 in 2011 ye pass ye. Ye asumdwe di enu nti na ye ma implementation of the act na buy but we are also telling them say utifie yeah we are also telling them say utifie na ne ma bone koso na mu ja aban no hwe ne hwe han na ekwa akodu abato na oba be ka kire obi so make sure say asumdwe beba anhwe asumdwe abua na ye hwe na ye hu ne anoma no because ye koto aba in 2020 ye kum nipa nwotwe be sin na ye hu pressure be a Peace Council dey ma aban ne say o ma justice in prevailing. And to say your next election, they shouldn't be expecting us to say you come NDC for do a near the NCA Guya Begina. Next election, no, what the Sotroba Obejako, that is how it is going. Basumia, the Asumia neighbor. ABM yet Tikromuha, Electoral Commission to send figures in Kwama 6 times or declare results. If we are some penny Kufuaduna, the anti Peace Council Casadi, we didn't see that. ABM, me, I mean, Peter Pia, and many in a tissue and a panel member, MPP need to say Yakumi. And then ye de na ko electoral commission akache ho na ye na djuma nti on na ye MPP agent o yisi meeting so mu ye nyina on the convening mo back National Peace Council ntimi anka say sa de na be create tension in this country so election na ye ko no enye day na ye ko to aba kan na de asomdwe ba o but processes na lead to the final day no ene na the problem eba so Peter Pia hene nanu ya ishia no ye ko omotro limited registration
topic ni mo de
member ehia me asofo no de kan ntina America nanu ade ye limited registration no mi ko shia no obrekum asofo no with the TV so anka me ka kire boys so nkomu treating so discipline kakra onye yisi ni ye record yes bono region dey mu ni so ye yisi staff
TV so
man ntina man ka no because how can you say neskumi neskumi amene tie and no we yisi na ye kwa akoto aba ono no gina touch line last man and this MPP neighbor. You think we are fools? Peace Council.
Hey, Ajobre.
Yeah, hey yo, hey ya.
I know what Kakasa can be.
And it's me for free.
We are now the afabo.
Na me no nyina na free no fa.
Until now so country no now you think we are there now can.
Okay, Beni say you adwene nya adwuma ana. 1 to 7. 7. Ah.
Yanko fire.
Yes, I'm Darcy. Many Eric or Shas and I will say or commend Ghana, is it Ghana
Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, GPCC.
And also how? Oh, Apostle Eric, I'm
extra time. You review taxes. I want to believe say review doesn't mean cancellation.
Democracy is beautiful.
You see, they should rather concentrate on reducing tight. More tight, boom, for more businesses go, more tight, boom, first fruit.
Yeah, tight in if you are coming. Yeah,
it's like any force in certain jurisdictions.
We say baby, what is other come out?
They won't come out.
So we know we want better to we
Roma sorry the other ones in the minimum set tight and your compulsory. But other churches no. Just like here. My mentor be viewer. Or variant I know say you have it. Most successful South African brands in Ghana. MTN. So Tremudia minimum. ShopRite. Multi-Choice. Standard Bank. And a Bebre account. Most successful Ghanaian brands in South Africa: Lighthouse Chapel International, Action Chapel, Church of Pentecost, Perez Chapel. Now, better catches are about review taxes. They should leave it to us, the politicians, to talk about, not them.
They are not talking for Omuhu and as a church.
They are not talking for Omuhu. Ghana Pentecostal Council Eric. Infuo ben or more do productivity room employment ben or more create apart from taking people's collection every Sunday.
Women for your hospitals. Yes.
And I say I hate
women for your schools, your hospitals.
And who call Roma?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a Roman.
I don't know how can I say.
Roman.
Yeah, some no can say one can say. I saw contribute to. When they are running down something.
And sorry, a woman memoha at the Ghana Ramo. In fact, here pa adokro Ghana for no. And sorry for contributing about 80% to here woman memoha.
Now then I okay.
I didn't can say.
Oh, what I
didn't can say.
Money
tax is also review. Until I'm so jama my taxes are almost reviewing. And paying for could do no more years can more sorry. Mapamom. And can be bold one day and say we don't want you such people here.
Jesus didn't you want our friends are curious to say Sibra fear na meda.
No, Jesus could do some them homodina
all the preaching you be come money.
I didn't preaching, or preaching. Answer the phone. Oh, not that I'm because I'm one person.
I saw no tea, senior. I but and then the okay Canadian. No, but sorry, no,
as an independent political analyst, but also by one no.
That is I thought I can't say in a comment.
Be serious.
Now, also how on say?
No, only the time. Okay, banchini me call the back on one fan topic so it only one
council.
Yeah, tax one tax obi so Canada woman nka.
Me say contributions or more we on crofo mo we can contribution mo yakọ asori o mo si asori akese a contribution do in fact asori bi crop wo ha your friend say bank ya bie wo ya bia matitirifuo bi mu asori bi mu wo mo bank e wo ho e dey no maka wo mem ha. Say you too marry na sa ka tse pinche kakra bi a omo ko background e ko negotiate omo ko e ko patch so German nkama we transfer so we me envelope akese omoje asofo akese omo wo mem they have been political, they have been very political behind the scenes and omo buama ehia adokro yen and na mo se mo review taxes ti me se mo jama yen political activists, politicians, Niyanka, Nsroma review taxes. Some people say review taxes are Munja collection, Genesis, your friend say so seed in my life, so and so, Munjai. No, Mundo for Mumbi Duma. Manko for do drum and more good sorry dem. Or Muntumin Juma be and ya bank on the creating Juma. Right? Taxes. Now can be big proper and can if it's a more static call demonstration can end concerning especially COVID levy. Mon country last minute we be able to send another Danko Kufuor His Excellency. Last minute now more say review taxes. Review your own churches because you are a more Bugana for Bemo, more they are sorry as suppressing Ghanaians. More they preaching as suppressing Ghanaians. More Ghanaians are timid. The good sorry them more preaching lines kurapono these days na entasumo. So as much as I agree said and who here said you better review taxes no. You also have a responsibility as a church council. And I say as in sorry said to augment a binding woman warrior to augment job creation no. Mwankasa, you should have the responsibility in creating jobs. Of course, some of the Nigerian churches, of course, they are also dubious. But a bit more pastors, no, more creative, farms are more creative, and for year, Juma woman, or more added value. There be a join the bank, so buying on the food, now all added value to our produce. Meanwhile, no churches are Apostle Joseph. Renuma oye. Mumu one or yes, I money.
Roma for ye be. Pentecost cry.
Roma for the Roma the any man say yes schools. Yes sorry and maybe a catering train those things. Children Roma for me Roman. Che young ye a full back one ya say in for I employ more sorry for I employ the to perform a phone one an agrarian country. It is the most cheapest you was you see what BA schools
on control is and we some question what Roma how Catholic University
Catholic University you call
the Holy Family
Catholic University we call the free
Roman for
me say Roman
free
me say Roman
you call the free
I didn't school fees no pegging a man that's very different from the
public now I get it a argument now I side with you on that but so because will be no for and
what are you talking about? More religion as I'm saying sorry no creative here. I'm sorry creative here more than the government has created poverty. I'm sorry Yama we believe say mesika kakra on one farm collection loan mu when ye yeda
of our all time there
ka 1 minute the more let me
no so
obia ma church
we shall say 31 onye nti mo kasa ni nyina wa media ni mu
mani nkasa
atepen kwa na mte ho hwam atepen na mo me ensa na mte ho hwam
it's more I
on the more serious note, yes, sorry, no, or more dear and Mungusu a dear Ramo. They connive, especially so for
I ask you a serious question.
Do
GD say, and sorry, a dear Ramo, and I'm sorry, Mumabua, and say, sorry, ni more. Na Kagana for Katabi and Kibimu Krati be at the same.
I am being a Kakana, sorry, I'm a Ghanaian citizen, ya yet timid.
Oh, boy.
I yet timid, and can you abide who and can you sorry dry? If this country is dominated by Islam and Kadohu, they Ebekoso, they will not allow certain things to go on. The development, they are possible Arab countries. Not saying. Fesika amafo to via broad daylight ye chiom krese ye chiom uko huska pudio obi dem ye koka mo se da bi o me call round science circle so ko mo se ye ko fa FBI abase me forensic investigation
is
Islamic countries they think about people they develop.
Okay,
2004 Dubai na Dubai tibia
citizen open and open yajima. Sister, I tell you Asanitano that I totally disagree with him. Pa is not there forever. When he comes to the ground, he wants to see his farmland. Okay, Wofa Bay, I agree with Wofaya. Nikki Father Wofire is speaking the minds of the people. Felix Yebua Wofire is saying the bitter truth. Just some of us are pretending not to understand. I totally agree with him. Okay. On that note, Eric, yanko a last topic in it. Teacher unions. How the other bra? Me point them about.
Yeah, famano. So yeah, that was CGC.
Enter the yard. Why?
Oh, they mean you can time our money.
This is how we can do. Eric is so bad. My measure time.
Not time the door, so man. You see, sometimes topic ni about the bar. In the pani be or no one a dorsal mom. So she'll be a mini KJ, be or conning name names Semaoka. Did you know struggling in an say? I come who ain't come mood there. Also, site or site, Dr. Mahmoud Bami, I say your position say no kind. That's the beauty of democracy. It in can buy to an amo bino. Opposition there. And ka wo tin chen ne kwa na wo mbobo ni na nka wadwen na nka wo di solution bi aba ampai Ghana fo betimi di omho ato so say wo your alternative anasa wo team pa wo de ba no ebebo aba we mu de aso of ewu ntimi be di ade ifie nwotwe aso nti automatically e wo se e ba power meka o kan ye na nka me expect say e be tre say oh ye rama si oba say no be ya fa ye taxes on by the and I want the taxes 40 aba entronko a also what your maimu and a taxi condom. I was expecting that neya you fear bemono. Now mokotena say na ya drain akosi say ye ba ye be ya fat taxes so then it makes a discussion now 10 minutes net door so man now say on the nam asof also on the nam EC for also peace council. I mean it was not helping the discussion. It would the next topic so who's a topic in the door so man a door so the on can do bit me aka. Then we make it I'm support your fire say
yeah 1 minute 1 minute the man has 30 minutes bra obre o dey kan
o dey ka dey jo mama say obo be ya fa tax
so ti ase ni say ene baby aga na adru no enti say kane na mo packaging kofo bi di omo ma Ghana for no ene Ghana ene Ghana ye twem branding okofa otrofo ba enim say nipa na otrofo branding is say emfa so ka che Ghana ni say be move from taxation to production. Yeah, anya economics no yenim se wo so me yeto to asem awa aban mu ena wo ba yeto ena ye wani da so okruma ena asofo e ka se eto na wo de aba no amankofo ho kire omo which is the facts and the Ghana ni bi oye business oriented no enim se eto ogu nyuma who doesn't know what am I say enti president Mahama say oba eto obi ti say e-levy obetwam tinton time
and then the policy
eto obi ti say bet 10% amode ato so obetwam tinton time ebiem ose VAT na nka mode ba say yekoto prepaid a kane ho ebeda mpo mo pay age eto no eno so oba ma suspend obetwam
mama there as a matter of fact
ose emission tax amode make kasa yes ai mama kasa ubusa se bia na okafa me kuma isi ubusa me question say ubusa me question say
strategy now we use in the daily graphic teacher unions make proposals macheche more extensively almost the 5 thematic areas say party bia opese teacher unions who say we niabre for my addition ho no on person ensusia no major on quality education school environment free SHS and TVET policy, teacher factor, any teacher deployment. Say,
they are right. They are more canine and I think political parties now they back one. I was here. They started that. Obekai 2020 manifesto now they buy now. They title on the People's Manifesto. And quite fast to try, you know. Yeah, need to say the near 1992 constitution, consultative assembly. It make sure say you be kuni pana so ku titi omo hawo adwumaku ahodo ne de keka ho. Enti me kai say then cry ye this adwuma no ye nuanu MPP for say ejaye de eni adwene ene ye ko Ghana for akwaje adwene. Because one thing in politics ni say we are buying now betina konwa so a it is not presumed say you know everything. Because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on Chirade da onye teacher Jumada. In this open teacher for so ahwe ama o masetena mu tumpon they know the best things are ebeboa ama education sector na attractive. When no more can quality education. Obi anim say education sector quality no from basic to baby and in MBA. Because there was a joint report from about best 7 civil society organizations. Yeah, all kind reports. Now, must say part of union may or not. And now I know say and kwada eti form any inkunyatanaso at the basic level. There are over thousands. Some of the schools in the northern part of our country, yes, so will be a computer, unima de crop. But the question is, enka stage here you're doing in life, and as or minor. Sanya money in and what's enka yechemuana. And then also ne add it to the quality na ye kano. Nenda me no kase stores, ye schools under trees. And this a teacher ni na ujine diase or chira kwadana de no. Ono mframa fana anwea kra na ebe otimi pon class no. And those enyama ne money ye quality. And it is our catch politician na opi to me say factor all those things. I think say enye bad. The same time no, they spoke about free SHS. I think it's a very solid policy. I support it. It is enshrined in our constitution. Say na ye koye ni no progressively yenye. You start yeah na ye new day students. You absorb your fees ni na. Aban we so by na or say borders in the account. But still your challenges. What kind edu watch, education watch, Kofi Asare. Report we are releasing I think last 2 months or so. I can send it to you. I have it on my phone. Or say parents no.
Me person be an anka me new question is about also starting free SHS.
Progressive free education in 2016 as of say better about 2016 and kwada na omoko SHS omoye day students so obi sin otua fees a omfrɛ wa na onka ya unim no kraka also ya ICGC ni ade ebi edu watch report na me kan ye no o say even kwada no kra free SHS na omoko ne parents ne say umfa obanko school no ntuatua prospectus ne yankeka na number 6,000 Ghana cedis what am I say into what is wrong. What do we supposed to do as a nation? Because I be how the policy, but we sit and revisit the policy. Who say the entire the buy ye achieve na you implementing policy 7 good years money away. But so international policy no one some see international Quranian say ya hey mampeni mahama koka review na na say review or call law school nature cancellation. It is so review ade a watwam. Ade bia niwa ya mote hey every weekend bia anya hwe mo management meeting. Moniema bi a anko yi ni mutimi tena se da pen na edi anim no ye ba ye nsakyerem ne yenye ni sei eno nkyere se mo morning show no matwam ana meboa so clearly no every business oriented person or person adwuma tumpon ana obi a odi ade ahye ne nsa ope positive result no wo tena se hwehwem nso teacher unions ne ka se free education ye ma ye ni nkonwa they deserve to say so ye ba ye be ma na ye participate
free education kwanti ade no wa
se points na me fa na 11 ye ba ye be ma na ye participatory ye ntena suma hinkro se omuntu bonche camera bafa stock emefa monko debi kane na mimi kuro msuma hinkru omuntu bomche ka omoko sampa market na beza tika front ne yakodidwa nti nuane nkwada ne nya bi di kama ene aban we timi ko tachima market ko to bayire begu nkran o ho na ya fresh super test e o tachima se tuka abra befa bayire ko look at the logic in it nti iwe nyina na ma education no eye papa and teachers no they have a role to play and the PTA minim se ti no kura yi omo afiri mo bi ko teacher fo ko obi asuru no otio ade a enye e wo school mo ntimi nka ho asem okoka ye say suspend o that is what is happening but it shouldn't be so say your intimidation na teacher can say na hwe we can say na hwe a e be wie no e be ka say your man say I think they deserve to say so and the political parties no if indeed your teacher for no ho nsem hia ya yem factor mo e na omo welfare ehia pa ya me de menya nka teacher ni owo mi krom Krobi were friend a cabre na katua I was say different from the otimi krom suma hinkro because some of the areas who supposed to teach any cross wonko when him say na me no ka say wo areas in this country electricity ni ho o come me district o baby wo ha network ni ho enti teacher ni a we training college no we post na kwto community akane ni ho network mpo ni ho e den na be ma adekye no kra na Kenya no and all these things and I was a serve as motivation say ABI the packages be ba ebema adekere and say adwuma na e de omo ahyem no ebe kan yin omo na omo so deliver what they supposed to do so I side with them 100%. I support them.
Ofaya yanko
yes abada say I'm say omo relevance in His Excellency Dr. Baumiane manifesto team no mo atwe we aba bontinana probably teachers were not invited to join but teachers unions no more me say Dr. Baumia eden a campaign team, the manifesto team no.
Okay.
Ebia
no mudiam.
Omo say they are not featured. Into Omo to Ayampia. But who told them say anybody will listen? Just like I don't subscribe to this kind of individualistic so-called proposals towards manifestos. In the first place, the issue of manifesto, I say you degrading, you now you have far into consideration national development plan and as agenda. The previous administration, NDPC, a book kunkrum, our muchingana memo hayina, na meka hobi. Emma ye jiji agentro toa every teachers, students, akuyafo, ahemfo. But be a bekobia deba. I bet draw ideas. Now, fortunately for Ghana, now a friend is saying, Nsroma last 7-year development plan, I will white guardian TMA or move to me speedy up in completing a French national development 40-year plan. You know, I had anchor beddanedino, and I vote to the previous administration out. Into His Excellency Nana Danko Kufuado. And you could present the 40-year development plan, a man, both at the French Jubilee House and Omoko Parliament, so I could present to say a year Juman. Into Yanke free some rea econo. You make sure say party be some national development planning and obey you woman person we and obey you free. Now can the issue of manifesto no kropono and may more or less how do you call it? A framework BKK, right? But at the end, you the command of Mampeno. We were suffering for comment here. We should rather make the 40-year development plan a framework. NPP4 parody say, and as some propagate say, a wadodo. As if to say, it's a government back transfer for 40 years. One term, 4 years. And just say, oh, banners also roads now be constrained you take it out. And the end, say, a car taxpayer and a boy now on that particular national development, 40-year development plan. As we speak, there are two shelves, so I use into for individual and your enchebia and so back and say, so your proposal for manifesto. We should have one national Nkrumah honor. Na
bad. Say sometimes party for Nkrumah consult professional groups and as interested parties be more. So when you monsumu input anything. Inti se omo di Adekye ne adesua adwumakuo anim se ekuo. Em se o say ne yensu ye hunti. Ye de adwenkyere kra mamo free consultation. Mo fa enhye mu se mo beye ni se aboayen a. Essayed. So I said, I can't say bad. I can say, na ya beti omumpo. Right? One of the issues that teachers faces is here, the so-called free SHS. Teachers, enya ahome, omuntu minji omahome. Omuntu school musa vacation, kropono still, not teachers, juma. Because we corner way ba. These are the issues I say mo kamasem. But omuntu se me media nim ko campaign trouble aba. Nti pam no twa no ye the suggestion abrem party we interested no infuse it into your manifesto and I say into manifesto sem no kura ntwe and I make say the individualistic proposals no because in Nkrumah time no can I dey build Ghana no we had one teacher union, we had one trade union, we had one music guy, we had one music guy at the time na music guy but whatever it is sabe no na governance no dey he be na no dey adwuma no na a socialist na a democracy. Say democracy they will be a team tenede. And the 1992 constitution, freedom of association. Now, who told you say socialist and democratic rule? Nkrumah is the one who started democratic. Who told you? When you read that, capitalist for capitalist is the most dangerous governance. Capitalist ruling the most dangerous because they rely on the private sector. And a country like Ghana, you cannot rely on the private sector. How many Kwame Despite do we have in this country? Yes. You as a pro-socialist, no, and so we create atmosphere, no,
by using the taxpayers we use tax na ye tua ma no we dey create to say ye in some country ye bonsa tie ye
say the work and say obi akọ no socialist way no bi o.
It is the best way to govern a country.
Enti wa nkọ ne sa dia wo de ne.
No, you can do socialist aspect ni che say ye nyina na ye adwuma no. Na capitalist say ya komomodi yi omo kire say
sante da pa
omo the autopilot as a government. Enti owura despite no to be komo many adwuma nkre for that is their thinking. And in Ghana, what the taxes are cool, which is the enabling environment?
You are talking about ideology, and I'm just saying capitalist.
So if you are a capitalist,
creating the enabling environment,
and so you reduce taxes to the barest minimum, that is it. But as a capitalist, no.
So you agree that is it?
What have you done? You have done.
Why were you discussing it?
No, you have done the opposite by increasing taxes to kill businesses, right? So we will protect capitalist governance. What you do is say taxes crop and more or less zero. So the bank for that deal be a guma not or for. But this type of
zero, how do you create the
let's say more or less. But this particular capitalist led by another led by Yakumo.
I don't know invite him.
No my friend. No more than my friend. I'm saying, sir, teachers no more true proposal, but that individualistic proposals a different places.
That individualistic, I am a bizarre question. No, it is a no say a quote is a tag traders advocacy group Ghana. Say party biakono o muna mu importing ya mamuna mu didwa nti mususu say ye importation system no ye ne say ya ene be ye sa benchmark value ni ade ye nka ne say mu fa mu de mra no mako guta mu so mu fa mu de mra o mako yi ag ya mu fa mu de mra. You call that one individualistic?
Yes, because they are not unified. Oh, sa tag guta one what do you say? At the end of the day,
we won't pay democracy.
We pay democracy, but one sector you don't divide it into that many. Some may say trade union, and I say
different trade unions.
You see. That is why we are suffering because no good sorry or more other counterpart. No, may say trade also teacher union different.
CCT, NAT, and Nagat. You know, separate tertiary. Me and some we are no.
It is a way sorry. Any women are sorry. Meanwhile, they are all teaching field. Almost sorry.
Okay.
They are all part of the teaching. But Kumba sorry. No, we make us say so. Why did they divide themselves? Greed and Amanakobasa. That is why they are suffering.
Sure? But same point, one union class being to disagree with some of the opinions and ideas.
Exactly, but that is democracy. But if say United Television. And you can't have consensus, right? Into some teacher union, one teacher union. Say trade union, one trade union, or more one whole agenda.
The moment I say see media house, say broadcast media house, and yanka, you GBC into Yakadina, Yempe Bintina, then one. Sana memete was you because you are saying that a teacher union Kuba Kopenaye. It's equally no. Say broadcast a job
you see, broadcasting you cannot compare it to say teacher union.
All right.
I'm saying say do more trouble and you say you by a bit if you watch Ura Mahama rounds are all called building the Ghana we want or building the nation we want, whatever. Yeah. It is consultation with various stakeholders.
Okay.
That is what it's supposed to be. Because Oshia or more teacher for Monfa Modiamra, so dear Henia Bebua, a teacher for dear Henia a Bebua, sorry, and I him for all these things. You go around to take all these ideas. Nanka, Odi abode idea. But when you write a proposal to a government of the day, do you think they will listen?
Thank you.
And that is where I refer it as individualistic proposals. They will not listen to you. You may not.
That's it. Yo, got me.
Baya,
mebo
teacher for no abaso. Omaya the teacher unions and that is the way to go. Say na your teacher of mine. Say obetina say na wadwin na also face a solution also betting that contributed to the development of the state, fata. Even post and call by the anger mini if you say NDPC plan. The plan is basically a foundation I'll be see dino esiso. And you still need the contributions and the creativity of stakeholders to move forward. Nti me bo ma baso. Na de ti me bo ma baso no say ebedu mribi no na me teacher for dia it signifies demonstration. Me de na me tag na me nagrat na me sa niama na sebi na demonstration e ba me team. Etu kamera yiwa mama koka say oyo dwan funu no. Na yes ankofo ya na na tigu monte so na everyday demonstration na obeye odwanfo no enti enei no say ye de man na bedu baby oh ma men come asem ye de man na bedu baby wan ka so you odwanfo no
one people must
want as ni pa kasa enti at the end of the day no ye ba maybe o man mu a na eniama mu edin to the extent say book and research allowance na edin chalk tita a teacher for kwa de betra de na mu edin omochi omo to the extent say na demonstration ana ye de characterize eti abedu maybe na say no they are pushing for the next stage because aban no etu anamo aba bedu baby a it's a good thing and for me me bo omo aba so say omo so omo ache omo adwen pa na wo kasa no ana wo say NDC the free SHS by it when I'm on radio Sunni TV so branding for say Bamia is a liar. These are the people. These people. Yeah. They are moving from be disciplined. No, be disciplined, please. So these are the people moving from television station to radio stations to television stations. Branding somebody say be disciplined.
So one at a time. Say mukabo musa. This actual for better.
Or Miss clarify. Yes, CNDC na the free SHS by. Okay, now oh, Eric. Let's have the
education sector no. How asem na America. And I'm cast over 1992 constitution na. We mu say ye education progressive. Ye tie konwa so no. Ye start ya na ye tuan kwada na e wo dey no fees. And am mobile na rolling out free SHS. Meka we amaka bone.
Yo yate.
Okay,
ya fa 1992 constitution. E wo mu say ye free SHS. Obi na ye advert. O say cable no get leg. Education get leg. Free SHS online and sorry ya na fi constitution na be si ogba. Uni o my mu na omo ye demonstration edit ya free SHS.
One year demonstration.
A very useless policy like 24 or use ye o share no.
One year demonstration.
A very useless policy like 24 hours. Okay, matriasan o dey ento aso. Wada o ma matriasan. O dey say o is matriasan.
Unuseful.
Oh, you see, I use word in the
Mate. Opposition government moti won mo say mo dream na mo de Ghana for problem mo de mo make bibi nche me I will always choose somebody I will bet me a me alternative solution empo no so wan fa anya adwuma kwa meaning say there's a blueprint I met me a copy Mate wo de me say all family progressive free me say
no wonder
Eric
so on the
so dey ma fa ani bi na miawa
o say o ka kwa na
ya miawa no there some cry don't do that
yeah the free SHS ba you demonstrated you paid commercial adverts against free SHS be it as it may no and ultimately gina etina TV so boldly lying through your teeth say mo na mo di free SHS e buy what they are to mo dey aba what they aba here to aso you see
stop the lie
now mama nam you see tying in this mama nam every idea bia so be review free SHS Eric son I will call law school now review means review until watch him no they are here say be review what is wrong with Mahama and his team to the extent say ade bia obeti so obi e bia no me ba me nye ne sa
is a teacher for asem no so ye Mahama
Eric
the topic how dey amane Mahama no nye
me Eric me ma GPCC wuti ya na akofa PZ
teacher for asem e dey na Mahama
yet
show is so
ana okache say mama ba obe scrap tax and now no call western north for baby ana info kache ni say enkofo bi ba obebu ndua o so me ba power ye be ma mutumi sa nkofo no omumbu ndua biem
ba teacher for no so
nya o de na me come say
fire who interested
what on now the capitalist why you doing this
na GPCC de no a Eric si obeka peace council no
there be some me infuse me di kai na me infuse
you China the person
me come see
topic
and he's going to do the reverse of Adekye aban we ode mama ode
ka topic
I
you see about 10 minutes for time someone wants to come
me say
because me train me ba hey
Oti wasema mama
odeda wase miawa no afebra yi na wo microphone ba de kana asem utumi change wonka not even me the host the obeta bi
ya only control
there be me control etiman
ali ya na control
eti mama ode ba let's make it
I'm serious go so
let's make it anyway I'm not going to let him distract
I like the way you have turned your back at him to the
full 10 minutes I mean my one crown punch
now what has to put 10 minutes
yes of course no hey no don't do that we are not time what for this discussing education you went on capitalism and you are here distracting me what is all this no accept this please let's get serious no I take a section
was say Paul enti dey be ni mute Eric Mike mute asandeta no kumi flow the omo cano don't get distracted you mute omo mic emma so Eric michi se mu what
free SHS eni nine aban bi ene de aba na ye de ba na ye de teacher concern eni nyama nyina eka ho and the teacher for you advising another level say you discuss content me sure say yeah buy your drink Ghana for no before a teacher for ne can as part of your policy you dey share any idea go on my ebo a teacher for obet now as a spokesperson for a government a supposed government in waiting yama 10 minutes speak about education because we can't deny a drink tita obeda e dia drink e policy aba na bo a teacher for e bi ni wonti no you couldn't even speak about it but you somebody has been able to call a government useless I sat here
and I made him withdraw
and I say the government or you know you
so I made him withdraw if I will be in jail and I government this one you are saying
so what you there mathematics the opposition should critically think the opposition yes sir John Mahama they should critically think and prefer solution no munjai Kokwana's story since 2008 they've been telling the same story of quality against affordability yet they've never been able to tell us what constitutes quality. They say how out here since
and your quality go na education for no groups in the
apostle me asana me control
you don't have the whole time
but have 10 minutes let me discuss
that's what
no you can't do this because the truth of the matter
let me just stop laughing
the truth of the matter is quality now or
10 minutes no enka so but me more additional 2 minutes because of matete because we started 10 o'clock it's now 10:10 for the heckling and the breaking 2 minutes in patch up.
Very unfair. And I take exceptions to that. The seriousness of this matter and I was here attached to. You see, a buyout so we are making sure say Enquire Eco School 80 million at least tablet. We are making sure say at least schools now omokono. You starting free SHS. We saw these people going around saying schools need you all grandpa improve kakeke in quarantine. Omudomunya yin kwarane kwa ngufie yen jai free SHS. Today if you think it's of utmost benefit, it's good. But what we are asking is say aban ne nhyehyɛ ne ade eba na o make sure say obeko na enim no. The teachers are also asking for me and yama teacher for be saying and beyond what the NPP says we are doing. Yet if we say the teacher welfare is center and key to the free SHS. And to say net teacher any beka say yen share on welfare. How is that different from what we are doing? So I'm say curriculum
doing it already now obisa.
Say to my so. But we also have to ask questions about what the opposition is doing.
Na opposition yen
is no someone team critically. No one drain, no one contributing to the development of education.
I see a parliament quickly. NT NPP parliamentary candidate as an eternal political analyst. Eric J, Deputy Buno Regional Communications Officer ma NDC. Pacho Mame Emma Dora Boache Ansan. Akosia Tundra. Akosia target de one was one wabeti so NT Deputy Women Organizer. Emma Traders Advocacy Group Ghana. Mene target President 1 me PAC Kwadwa Moate Secretary Nana Poku ene ekumani nyina yema happy birthday nyame Asia papa Akosia Tundra pacho me da azobo kase e wo atade audition bie Fazel 055 044 66 na say you team you so News and Beauty Freno 055 3738 201. Wadaruma yedusi a sabre penny eko Parliament House. Into quickly ye ko.
Oh, the topic